Hey guys! Hey everyone! Welcome back. It's that time of year again. Yeah! Everybody's getting cozy. Aww. Everybody's celebrating. Aww. Everybody has their candy canes out and about, and we are just having a jolly good time. It's a beautiful, perfect time to be grateful.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Child. Anyway, so...
It's a perfect time to look for the good, because there is so much bad that is going on right now, and the way that I have to get through is anchoring myself back down to earth, back down to myself, and remembering what I'm grateful for. So I'm gonna help you do that today. Get your notepad out, get a pencil, and we're gonna write a gratitude list together. It's so easy to take things for granted. I have a bad habit of taking a lot of things for granted. And a new mindset that I've cultivated over the past few weeks is realizing the hardest part about my day is somebody else's dream. Like, really think about that and comprehend that. Like,
the hardest part about my day is somebody else's dream.
My life that I am living right now is somebody else's dream. And there's this interesting theory that basically talks about,
as humans, we adjust to our circumstances. So say you win the lottery, right? So for like a little bit, that might give someone like a lot of euphoria. But after a while, they're gonna adjust to it. They're gonna get used to it. They're gonna base their life off having how much money they acquired.
Same with someone who has really harsh life circumstances. They adjust to it. It's easy to forget basically how beautiful our life is with what we have, because we are just simply adjusting to it under human circumstances.
For example, I bought some new shoes last month. When I first got them, they were the coolest thing in my closet and they made me so happy. And now they're just kind of like another pair of shoes. Like, I love them, I get compliments, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for them, but they're kind of just like another thing in the box, right?
I could say that about pretty much every single object in my room, or at least before I apply the gratitude mindset. Without it, these AirPods are just AirPods. This tarot deck is just another tarot deck. You really have to be grateful for things. That's how you give things magic.
I also want to touch on the fact that materialistic items should not be the only thing bringing you happiness, and this goes hand in hand with gratitude, because you cannot be constantly acquiring new objects, hoping and craving that happiness and that euphoria, that temporary dopamine that gives it satisfaction, that gives it meaning.
You have to give objects kind of no meaning at the end of the day,
because all we have is ourselves,
and all that really matters is basic fundamental traits of being human, which is gratitude, love, perseverance, our souls, our hearts. But because we live in a materialistic world, of course, we're going to attach value to that.
And that's also part of the human experience. So not to say that all objects are not good, but
just a reminder to not make it your whole world, not to place so much value on that Mustang you're saving up to buy, that vacation you're about to go on, hoping it'll take away all of your worries, when
in reality, it'll be fun and awesome and build beautiful memories, but it's not the key to all your problems.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to talk about some things I am grateful for that many people have in their mundane life that maybe we can all collectively step up and be more grateful for. Number one, I am grateful for my eyes. I'm so for real. I am so grateful for having eyesight. And the ability to have eye contacts, because without my eye contacts, I wouldn't be able to see clearly. I wouldn't be able to film this video. I've had days where I misplace my eye contacts. On my birthday this year, I woke up first thing in the morning. I could not find my f***ing eye contacts. So my dad had to literally go to the eye doctor and purchase me my new pack, which I'm really grateful that I have a dad who can go do that, who had the ability to go do that. I'm even grateful that it happened on my birthday, because it was kind of like a patience test, because I was so aggravated at the fact that this was happening first thing in the morning, and it made me really stressed but I just had to stand back and be like, I'm grateful that this is the hardest thing about my day. And quite recently, I've adapted that new mindset of I'm grateful that XYZ is the hardest thing about today. Now, for some of you, that might be something that's really dark and really terrible and traumatic and upsetting and triggering. So clearly that might not apply to you. But if you can look back on your day and say, what was the hardest part about today? It might be going to the gym. It might be stubbing your toe. It might be having to do a certain homework assignment. Really anything that's honestly mundane. If it's the type of thing where after you're done with it,
You're like, wow, that really wasn't that bad.
or you kind of gain something from it. And I would encourage you all to take a second look and reframe it in your mind as not being the hardest thing about your day, but maybe like the most challenging, yet it makes you grow at the end of the day. I think that a lot of us, we are living life on a default. It's like we have these goggles on and we can only look at the things that bother us. And humans by nature will majority pay attention to the negative aspects of their life, and it's much harder to focus on the positive. So that is why it is so important to rewire and reconstruct our brain to focus on the positive things, and especially when it comes to negative aspects of life, to reframe them in a more positive lens. And this is not to say to just
Only focus on the positive.
I don't want to hear any Beckys out there saying,
Well, life is so hard. How are there any positive aspects?
we have the ability to create our own reality and to go about life based on how we perceive it. So why not make it a positive experience? Some of us, I think, are just choosing to be upset, choosing to be sad. We're choosing to be depressed. It is a choice, an active choice every single day. When something bad happens, we are choosing to feel bad about ourselves. We are choosing to look at ourselves in the mirror and say,
You're ugly, and you need to lose weight, and you have no friends, and you are unlovable.
we are choosing to do that. Of course, it's like automatic.
Like, I'm not trying to say like we're doing it on purpose, but
If we can choose to reinforce those thoughts into more positive ones, then why aren't we doing that more?
I understand patriarchy. I understand society. I understand it's because of other people. I understand there's trauma behind it. I understand X, Y, and Z. I understand there's standards. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get that. But you're making excuses too.
You gotta stop blaming it on the patriarchy at some point. You gotta stop blaming it on society at some point. You gotta look at yourself and be like,
Friend, you deserve better. I'm not gonna talk about my friend like that.
I'm gonna choose to be grateful for what I have. FYI, this also ties into manifestation. Because as soon as you fully accept and surrender to the universe and accept your reality and try as hard as it may be to be grateful for what you have, even if it is literally bare bones,
The universe will say, all right, you're ready. You now value your experience, and now I can give you more. It's kind of like saying yes to the universe. It's like, yes,
thank you, I see what you have done for me, and now I want more. Give me more. We all deserve everything we desire. The universe is limitless. We can achieve anything. There is no limited amount that the universe has. It is important for your own being. Even if you cannot find any reason to be grateful about your circumstances, which is totally understandable, and you might not even want to be grateful for your circumstances, which I get too, but that's also just another reason to be more grateful. If it's hard to be grateful, then there's even more reason to be grateful, if that makes sense. I could be living on the streets with nothing, right? I could have no home. I could have no shirt to keep me warm at night. I could have no running water. And at that point, you gotta be grateful for the fact that you have hopefully 2 feet to stand up on to get you to your next destination. Hopefully, you can be grateful enough for the fact that you have 2 arms, 2 hands to hold you like this at night. Because I know that I love myself enough to get through the next day. I know that I have God, universe, source, energy, whatever you want to call it. I know that I have faith in the universe that it will bring me what I need. Even if your circumstances are very dark,
you can still find some way to be grateful.
Stepping away from the materialistic side of things, I really do, and this is also coming from me as an artist and a poet and also just a human being. I think that a lot of the time throughout my day, I'm grateful for the beautiful moments of life. By beautiful, it doesn't just mean pretty flowers and pretty birds and butterflies. It also includes seeing other people going through hardships. Maybe someone is on the phone in tears. Maybe someone is in a fight, an argument. Someone dropped something that they just bought on the concrete and they're disappointed about it.
It kind of shows me and proves that we are not alone and that real human connection exists.
That real, raw, human emotions are something that everybody experiences. Because it's really easy to forget that the circumstances that we are living in, somebody else might have it way worse. Not to demean anyone's experiences that are hard, because there is no scale that says, well, this one is better than yours. It just reminds me that we're not alone. You know, the other night when I was crying alone, or the other night when I dropped my food and was upset about it, that other people go through it too. And that's beautiful. It connects us. It shows and proves that we are all one. We are all the same. We all experience a range of emotions. Happiness, joy, despair, depression. And I'm grateful that we all have the ability to experience all of these emotions. And positivity is not the only emotion that we need to be experiencing in this lifetime. So once again,
there's too much emphasis on only trying to be accepting of positivity.
It's as if you're not allowed to cry about something happening to you, especially if it's something that people consider as like minuscule. If you are judging someone based off an experience they're going through, and to you it might seem like, oh, that's not a big deal, but to them it might be a huge deal. So who am I to judge somebody else's feelings? Since when are we conditional about emotions? That's what I mean, you guys. We have to be grateful that everyone is different and that we're not the same. I'm trying to work on that. My opinion is not the only one that exists. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that everyone isn't a clone of me. I'm grateful that there aren't a million Fionas walking around. That would be creepy. We're not meant to be the same. How in the world would you be able to be appreciative of something happy or positive happening when you can't accept the negative aspects? This is why people say we're all meant to teach each other things. And so that's what I mean about being grateful. You have to be accepting of hard experiences. How in the world would you be able to be appreciative of something happy or positive happening when you can't accept the negative aspects? This is why people say
moving across the ocean isn't gonna solve your problems, Susie. It might even make them worse.
You're gonna carry all of that energetic baggage with you on the plane right over to Italy, over to France, over to Bali. It's gonna come with you. You have to do the inner work first.
If you are expecting that by gaining something new will change all your problems, I got a newsflash for you, baby. It's not. It's not. Unless it's like a self-help book or like, I don't know, a yoga mat to do yoga, because that's actually healing. But you gotta implement it, so another video for another time.
Point being, just be grateful. Be grateful. You gotta get under it. You gotta get around those excuses.
Well, Fiona, I have nothing to be grateful for. I have XYZ going on. How could I possibly be grateful in this circumstance? And I'm not saying to be positive and to be happy about it. No. That's the other thing that goes hand in hand with being grateful. You also have to yell at the universe and God sometimes and be like, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I deserve. I want more.
You get your terms and conditions out and you say,
this was not on the list of life that I signed up for, and I want more right now.
You have to talk to the universe sometimes, like the bank. This is a great analogy that I heard from someone online a few weeks ago, and it talked about when you're manifesting. Say you went to the bank, for example, and you wanted to withdraw $1,000, but the bank only gave you $600. you're not gonna accept that $600 and be like, oh, well, thank you, at least I had $600. No, you're gonna demand the bank to give you back $1,000. Why the hell would you accept that from the bank? So why are we letting the universe do the same thing? This might seem kind of hypocritical of me saying this right now because of how I just talked about being grateful for your circumstances, but this also goes hand in hand. You can be grateful for your circumstances, but you also have to stand up and be like, I deserve more, I deserve change. These go hand in hand together. It's a tricky conversation because it's like, you want to be grateful for the things, the bare minimum, but you also like deserve more than the bare minimum too. But you also have to do it in a way that's not like materialistic, where you're only getting joy from like outer things, but we also deserve to have nice things because we love ourselves. So it's a lot of things at once. But once you become aware of it, you're able to like rewire your brain. Yeah. I really think, especially with the holiday season, that it's just such a great time to cultivate gratitude. Words are spells. The things that we are speaking into existence will come true. So this goes hand in hand with gratefulness. If you're constantly reaffirming to yourself something that has a negative feeling attached to it, then that, my dear, is going to become your reality.
If you are constantly telling yourself, oh, I'm broke, I can't do that. Oh, I'm ugly, I can't go. Oh, I'm overweight, I can't do that. It's already done. You know, oh, well, she can do it, but I can't. Who said that? Who said that? You? Did you say that? Did you tell yourself that? Did other people tell you that? Who told you that? Society? The patriarchy? Men? Because that ain't true. That is not true. I am creating my reality as I speak of it currently. And this is why it's important to be grateful for what you have. Once again, because when you show the universe that I am grateful for what I have, though it may be minimal, it's proving to the gods that you are ready for more. See, the universe looks down and says, oh wow, she's finding joy in the sunglasses that I supplied in her life. She's finding joy in the amethyst crystal that I gave her. She's finding joy in the Christmas lights in her living room. She's finding joy in the simplicity of the threads that make up her sweater. And magically, the universe will rain down more gifts to you.
It's kind of like, it's simply going into a luxurious store and you pick up designer perfume. Pretend this is designer perfume. And you take the lid off and it smells so delicious. And the cashier sees you and they're like, hey, I see you sniffing up that perfume over there. Could I interest you in buying it? And you're like, hell yeah, you can.
You see, when you take interest in things, when you take appreciation in the little things, I'm so for real right now. Look at this shit. I'm grateful for this tie.
Ow.
I'm grateful for this tie. I can use it to wrap up the chips in my living room so that they don't go bad. I'm grateful for this this is literally from mascara. I'm grateful to have this so that I can bookmark my favorite page of the book that I love that brings fulfillment to my life. I am grateful for this little quote that was attached to my tea bag. And this is what it reads. What a desolate place would be a world without a flower. Literally what I was talking about. Literally. This is by Clara Lucas Bellflower. Literally what I was talking about. What a desolate world it would be without people who were grateful. Can you imagine all of the negative Nancys out there constantly complaining? And there's people, oh my gosh, this is what I don't like about our generation with materialism. And
I'm not saying this hasn't gone on for years and centuries and since the bane of existence, but think about the times when we were cavemen and cavewomen and we would stumble across like a lizard for dinner, right? We would be I know cavemen were probably partying it up in that cave with that lizard, even though there may have been like a family of 4. Like
it's giving like the cruise. When they're learning how to share and like have leftovers for once, they're grateful that they have leftovers. They're grateful that they were able to, the dad is grateful that he only has 1 drop of that like third sorry, this is gross, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, okay, this scene, to break it down, basically they spend the whole afternoon running as a family after this ostrich to get an egg. And at the very end of the scene, everybody is exhausted. And the dad, of course, lets like the mom and the children drink from it first. And then it's his turn, and he only has like 1 drop of it left. But he doesn't complain, and he's not like throwing a fit about it. Like he's just grateful that he gets to provide for his family and like, you know, at least have 1 drop. Better than nothing, right?
So, as I was saying, a lot of people in this generation, they're not grateful for what they have. I'm speaking more to people who have a lot of money. They will publicly sometimes too film themselves having all of those like hauls where they get clothes and like complain about it. And then like as a viewer, sometimes I'll be looking and I'll be like,
I wish I could have that.
dang, if you don't want it, bitch, I'll take it. And it's like nice things too. It frustrates me. That's what I'm saying. Like, a hard aspect of your day is somebody else's dream. One man's trash is another man's treasure. It's true. Your life is like walking into a luxury store and you're gonna pick up something nice. You're gonna acknowledge something in your life and be like, wow, I really like this.
And then the universe, aka the cashier, is gonna come up and say, you want it? I'll give you a discount on it. I'll give you a discount because you're showing interest in it and I like that energy and I like your approach to it.
Versus someone who walks into a beauty store and they complain about everything. They don't find beauty in the beauty. No cashier is gonna come up and offer them a discount. I mean, they might convince you, but they're most likely not. We have the ability to look at things in our lives and give it value, give it meaning, which is something that I love doing. The random objects that I held up. That's just to show you that, yeah, even though that I have nice things, I'm still able to find the beauty in simple things. And this is also me as an artist coming out right here, but like, okay, looking at this pencil, for example, like the fact this is yellow makes me happy because, well, scientifically, yellow makes people happy, but when I look at yellow, it makes me think of the sun. And then I'm grateful that I have light, and then I'm grateful that, and then and you start going down this
positive pattern, this positive spiral of like thinking. You're like, I'm grateful I have the sun, and it keeps me warm. And even though there's global warming going on right now, I'm still grateful that animals and trees have the sun to grow.
Do you see where this is going? I saw someone describe it as glimmers. Noticing the glimmers in your life, which for me, I've gotten pretty good at noticing them.
Because it all started from a place of me being ungrateful. I think some of the most grateful people have most likely experienced giant moments in their life that felt like droughts to them, where they were not given nice things or they just weren't able to find the beauty in life. So they basically had to
pull themselves up
and create that beauty in their life.
Sometimes it's not even about finding the beauty, it's about creating the beauty.
This is why I emphasize noticing the beautiful things. Like this quote that I just read from the tea bag. I was literally, that's so coincidental and beautiful that happened. And I caught it on camera. But it just proves that when you start noticing the beautiful things, the way that the sun casts shadows on your wardrobe in the midday, the way that somebody behind you in line is laughing and saying I love you on the phone, the way that people drop their sandwich on the sidewalk and they cry about it, but then they pick it up and, little birds get to eat the crumbs instead. And maybe if they're lucky, they go back inside and the cashier gives a new sandwich to them for free, and that's beautiful in of itself. And, even if that person, say, who dropped the sandwich didn't get to eat it, at least maybe like someone who's homeless got to eat it.
And that might seem kind of like upsetting to think about, but it's true. I remember once there was this homeless man at night walking up to a trash can, to a dumpster. He said something like, oh yeah, like, thank you God, and he went in and like pulled out like a fast food container and started eating the food. And I just thought about that, like, wow, like, yeah, of course, to many people that might seem upsetting to hear, but to him, that was like heavenly. The fact that there was food in the dumpster for him to eat, like, he was grateful for that. There was another man who works in the cafeteria, and me and my friend were emptying out our food, and he saw us, and he basically was like, thank the Lord that, you all exist, because I get to do what I get to do. Like, I get to work for you all. I get to, have a job, essentially, to make money. And he said that with a joyous smile on his face, and his job in society is probably ranked as a job that most people don't want, a job that is made up of doing the dirty work that goes behind the scenes that people don't want to do or think about, you know? And he was so happy and grateful for it. This is what I mean. I have seen multiple people in some hard-ass situations, and they still are able to find the light in it. So yeah, you can be going through hell, but at least you're still alive. Because when you have good days, you will be so thankful you're alive. And it's honestly just having faith in the universe too, in order to be grateful. And think about it, like, if you're not grateful and you can't find any ounce of gratitude in your life, that's okay. Because that's also part of being human. And that's also how I've been able to be grateful. I have had to have long moments where I am just so upset with the state of the world. And this is what I mean with manifestation. Sometimes you just have to demand more from the universe. You have to demand better. You have to demand the fact that, no, I asked for $1,000, not $600. Give my next $400 back. So I hope that helped some of you all reconstruct your views on gratitude. And I'm not just trying to be here preaching love and light and talking about everyone should be grateful when I clearly have a very nice life compared to many people in the world. And that's also a big reason why I need to be grateful, because there's people who don't have what I have. But even if I didn't have what I had, I would still be grateful. Because there is someone else living my dream life right now. I have to be grateful that I'm living the life I have right now in order for me to achieve my dream life. But also, like, this is my dream life if you reconstruct it that way. Like, if you reconstruct it that way, you can get to a point where the life you're living is your dream life, you know? And that is really like sifting out of like all of the yucky stuff. It's really coming back to the bare bones of human existence when you do that. But it's possible, and people are doing it constantly. That's why there's that cliche stereotype that people who are poor are happy and people who are rich are depressed, because a lot of rich people do not know how to be grateful, and poor people are just grateful for the fact that they have a roof over their head, that they have hopefully some friends and family who they can dance with at the end of the night. Whereas wealthy people might be depressed because they're like, I achieved all of this stuff and I'm still feeling bad. So, not to say that all rich people are not happy.
But it all starts from being in a place where maybe you're not happy, and you change your mindset to being grateful for it.
And that way, it makes room for new and for happiness and joy and contentment.
Contentment. It makes room. It gives space for contentment when you're able to be grateful for what you have.
So, I hope that all of you have a new mindset about your life, and that you're able to be more grateful, and that you're able to thank the people in your life who lift you up. And I encourage all of you right now to go text at least 1 or 3 people you know and just tell them one thing you're grateful about. Tell them one thing you're either grateful about in general or something about them that you're grateful about. Or just say that you're grateful for them, period. It could be simple. And if you have extra time, which I'm sure you all do, I would encourage you guys to get your notebook and write down 5 things that you're grateful for. And don't even start. I have nothing to be grateful about. My life is shit. No one loves me. I have nothing. I'm broke. Did you not learn a thing about my video? I literally was up here holding a bendy thing for tying chips up. So don't even, bitch. Don't even. No! You have ears if you're listening to this, or you have teeth. You have a tongue. You have skin cells. okay? You have skin cells. I'm grateful for my skin cells. I'm grateful for my eyelashes protecting my eyes from dust. I am grateful for my designer shoes. I am grateful for the fact that I have a nice car to keep me warm in the wintertime and to transport me from my destinations. I am grateful for my fingernails, though they may be short, they are growing. I am grateful for my heart, though it may be hurt, it is healing. I am grateful for the fact that I have lips to speak my truth. I am grateful for the fact that I have a bed to hold me up at night when I feel like crashing down. I'm grateful I have hair. I'm just grateful I have hair because I think it's cute. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm able to uplift others, hopefully. I'm grateful for the fact that I have people who will hopefully watch this. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm able to shoot this video even if nobody watches it. Even if only 1 or 2 people watch it. I'm still grateful at the end of the day because I did it because it brings me fulfillment. And that's all that matters. Is living a life that truly gives you fulfillment. And realizing that material things, that's just temporary. But you can make it long term if you are grateful. So, thank you for watching.